Waiting for Spotify's lossless tier has kind of been like that 17-year wait for Chinese democracy from Guns N' Roses, right? Rumors, hope, the occasional meme. But to fully grok the Spotify lossless debacle, you need its backstory. In February 2021, Spotify announced a premium tier called Spotify HiFi, promising CD quality streaming for a few extra dollars a month. Now, at the time, lossless audio was still the domain of services like Qobuz, Tidal, and Amazon HD, so paying a little more felt fair. After all, Spotify's catalog is enormous, and they even filmed this glossy promo with Billie Eilish and Phineas, waxing lyrical about the joy of a proper hi-fi system.
Just things you will not hear if you don't have a good sound system.
I'm not even joking, I will link it below. But just 3 small months later, Apple sucker punched the entire streaming industry. Not only did they launch their own lossless and high-res service, streaming up to 24-bit 192, they also unveiled spatial audio, their Dolby Atmos take on immersive sound. And the kicker here, it came at no extra charge. Overnight, Apple made high-resolution audio standard, making Spotify's paid tier plans suddenly look like a BlackBerry trying to survive in the age of the iPhone.
Why would anybody want a phone without a keyboard?
Well, what we're gonna do is get rid of all these buttons and just make a giant screen.
Chaos ensues, everyone drops their prices, Tidal switches to FLAC, I'm assuming so they no longer had to pay a fortune in MQA licensing, and the whole Spotify HiFi thing gets shelved for 4.5 years. But a lossless Spotify service is finally here. Kinda. It's still only 24-bit 44.1 in FLAC, no high-res, no Dolby Surround, and absolutely zero mention of Spotify HiFi.
I don't talk about that.
So the question now is, why stream Spotify? Look, let's be honest, for all its high-res shortcomings, Spotify actually has a ton of things going for it. More than just a music streaming service, it's really becoming this sort of burgeoning entertainment ecosystem that now includes both podcasts and audiobooks. It's still home to one of the world's most complete music catalogs, and its recommendation engine remains probably the most sophisticated in streaming. Things like Discover Weekly, Release Radar, and Daily Mixes, these feel like essential playlists for anyone who lives to find new artists rather than just re-listening to reference tracks. Spotify isn't winning the specs war, not by any imagination, but its ever-growing entertainment offering is winning hearts, habits, and headphone time, and now maybe even a little hi-fi time too. As a platform that makes music discovery addictive and effortless, you feed it a proper signal path, a capable streamer like the Audiolab 7000N Play, and Spotify becomes a highly compelling option for a vast swathe of serious listeners. So if you are considering a switch or you're an existing Spotify user, look, this is worth consideration. Let's look at how you can get the most out of it. First up, you are going to want to check your settings. Lossless isn't automatic. You'll need to dive into settings, audio quality, and manually select FLAC for both Wi-Fi and downloads. That's the new ceiling for Spotify audio. The second one is really for those who are less familiar with the world of hi-fi, but you're going to want to ditch Bluetooth. Spotify Lossless can't travel losslessly over most Bluetooth codecs. It'll get recompressed before it hits your headphones or your speakers. You'll need a wired connection or a device with native Spotify Connect. And this is where a component like the Audiolab 7000N Play comes into its own, because the 7000N comes with inbuilt Spotify Connect. Unlike Bluetooth or AirPlay, Spotify Connect doesn't stream from your phone. Instead, it connects your account directly to Spotify's servers, sending the lossless stream straight to your network player. And what this means is no compression, no battery drain on your phone, and zero dropouts when you leave the room. The 7000M Play takes that clean signal and it feeds it through an ESS Sabre 32 DAC, the same reference chip used in Audiolab's 7008 integrated amplifier, capable of 24-bit 192 kilohertz playback. So while Spotify itself tops out at 44.1 for now, your system's signal chain is fully high-res compatible. Audiolab 7000N Play is built on the DTS Playfly platform, which, if we're being honest, it hasn't always had the best reputation. But to be fair, there isn't a single third-party platform, not Bluos, Hios, or even Musiccast, that holds a candle to the native streaming app experience. Using Tidal, Qobuz, or Spotify directly is always the easiest, most intuitive way to play music. And that is the beauty of something like 7000M Play. With inbuilt Spotify Connect, you can bypass Play-Fi entirely. When you're ready to stream, you just open the Spotify app, you tap the little speaker icon in the bottom left corner, select the Audiolab 7000M Play, and you are away. There's no middleman, no app hopping, just a seamless listening experience. And look, if you want to stretch beyond Spotify, the 7000M Play unlocks 24-bit 192 playback from other streaming services, from NAS drives and home media servers, along with multi-room streaming, gapless playback, Alexa voice control, and tons more. Now, before all the audiophiles lose their freaking minds, yes, there is Qobuz and Tidal and network streamers like the Audiolab's 9000N that are absolute high-resolution beasts. But these are specialist tools for a specialist crowd. And if you are under any illusions of how specialist that crowd is, consider that Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and YouTube Music collectively hold about 65% of the global streaming market. Qobuz and Tidal, well, they're buried somewhere inside the 11% labeled other. Streaming equivalent of the kids' table at Christmas. Spotify has always been for the masses, the listeners who want podcasts, audiobooks, the larger music catalogs, and the best recommendation engine all in one place. And while the masses long ago stopped caring about high-res audio, Spotify's lossless offering, along with Spotify Connect and the products that support it, is giving nearly a third of the entire streaming market a reason to finally invest in serious hi-fi systems. And that is good news whichever way you cut it. Well, that's it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned just a little bit more about the debacle backstory of Spotify HiFi. If there's anything you want to know more about any of the products that you've seen in this video, if you're an existing Spotify user and you're interested in getting into HiFi for the first time, simply head on over to avrevolution.com.au or leave us a comment below. We will endeavor to get back to you as soon as possible. I'm Matt. It's been a blast. I will see you in the next one.